Time's up. Let's do this.
Okay, so because we are not able to get Bear to show us his hand, he effectively has got some terrible connection issues. We will be only showing the hand for Chongger. And with that said, we'll be going in to this next game real soon. And that's it. This is the BlizzCon Community Qualifier for Malaysia. We're now in the semi-finals. Fizdav versus Lala Song is being played in the background. And we'll have Bear versus that of Chongger in on stream. But really, it's just saying Chonger's screen. So we'll see. We're waiting for them to go into game right now. And that's it. You're joined today by Babael. That's me, as well as Katips.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having fun still.
So, yep, good stuff here. And effectively, Katips, maybe it's time for you to let us know who is the, your favorite going into this grand finals.
Okay, so going into the grand finals, we have seen Lala Song, we've seen Cayenne, and we've seen Fizdarth. I really like Fizdarth, despite having a bit of a few mistakes in his game. He's still a very solid player. I really like his decks, and he's very fun to play. I like the decisions that he makes. So very solid all around. So I have a good feeling about him going into the finals. But the fact that we haven't seen any others doesn't discount on the fact that they're all have earned their spot in this top 8. So it could go any direction still. Chongger still has a good chance. Cayenne still has a good chance. So we'll see from this game how this goes.
I think Cayenne's eliminated from the tournament, so we're left with
oh, okay.
Bear, Lala Song, Fizdav, and Chongger.
Okay, so my mistake. And on screen now, we should have Chongger versus Bear.
Yeah, that's right. So we will not be able to see the hand of Bear because of the internet connection, like I said before. But we will see the hand of Chongger. And Chongger is the only hand that's at the right side bottom board. Top board, it is going to be a Malfurion there. And that's Druid versus Druid mirror matchup. So in this kind of a matchup, you definitely want to keep the Ancient of Lore. That's why you see. And double Innovate as well for Chongger. So I guess it's going to be pretty quick.
Yep, so Bear is going to be playing a token druid as indicated by the Argent Squire. And Chongger is going to look like it's going to be the normal ramp druid with a Savage Roar Force of Nature finisher. So interesting.
Okay, here we go. Double Innovate into a Druid of the Claw.
Wow, okay. I would have liked to see...
Naturalize.
Well, that's not so bad. That's not so bad.
Naturalize provides sufficient value here.
That is some good value. So that's 2 Innervates wasted for 2 cards, and Naturalize. He's probably just going to pass this turn. Okay, so Chongger is running instead what looks to be a variation of the old Fast Druid, which runs 2 Savage Roars and 2 Forces of Nature. Or it could be Secret Tech, where he's running 2 Savage Roars and 1 Force of Nature. But nonetheless, he does have the 4/6 on the board. Bear has could have a Naturalize, we're not sure. So here come the Spiders, as befitting a token deck. He's going to be sacrificing one of the Haunted Creepers to bring out the 2/1/1 Spectrals. And here we go. So turn 3 for Chongger is going to be summoning a Panther. Okay. And going Hero Power to take out one of the Spectral Spiders. And going for face. So slim hands on for both of them. Bear having 3 cards left in hand after we play something this turn. And Chongger will have 3 cards in hand also. Both of them with 2 minions on the board. But the stronger presence, of course, with a double Innervator Druid of the Claw by Chongger, putting up a substantial defense against these low-cost, low-attack minions.
Alright, so here comes the swipe. And that's going to trade with the Panther really nicely. And that's going to erode whatever presence Chongger had in the early game. It's going to accumulate to just 8 damage on Bear, and that's about it. It's just going to Hero Power and pass here. And we'll do 1 damage. That's about it.
Yep, so that's why I was reacting earlier. I would have wanted to see him wait a few turns and then double Innervate into Ancient of Lore, just to get his hand back and have a 5/5 body on the board. That's still a huge advantage. He didn't need to put up a taunt that early in the game. There weren't very many threats, but I guess he's scared of getting snowballed of a token deck, knowing that the Argent Squire turn 1 play is indicative of a token druid, and maybe just wanted to put up the first of many walls going into the late game, just to stop that kind of aggression and the Savage Roar combos for later on. Yep.
Okay, good stuff. So here he can go for Azure Drake, definitely just to draw extra card. And he's going to get a Loatheb.
Loatheb's going to be crucial for later. If he can time it right, he can stop Savage Roar. Oh, well, he can... I mean, it's not going to stop it, but it's going to prevent additional plays on top of Savage Roar.
Mm-hmm. And that's
definitely going to stop... It's definitely not... It's definitely going to stop something like a Savage Roar Force of Nature turn 9 combo. But... And even if it were tried to be done earlier with, like, Innervate, Loatheb is also going to be able to stop it still. So, yeah, so small back and forth right now. 26 on Chonger's health and 19 left for Bear with a Haunted Creeper in play. And for Chonger, he has a few options. He can choose to silence the Haunted Creeper, probably not the best value. He can bring out his own hero power. What do you think he should be playing for this turn?
For Chonger?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not Loatheb. Would like to see him play the silence on the 1/2 there.
Yeah, I agree. Loatheb right now against a token deck, do you really want to spend that kind of advantage?
He's just gonna draw. There we go.
Yeah.
And we all know that Ancient of Law provides so much more synergy. The first Ancient of Law that comes out normally gives the game. So it seems like he's running. Oh wow, he's running Violet Teacher as well. Okay.
Okay, so it is. Well, he had Innervates, and he also has what? Okay, I guess it's one of those hybrid ramp / token druids, just trying to get your cards earlier, trying to get your combo earlier. With Innervates, you can play your Savage Roar Force of Nature combo much earlier, and you're reliant on value minions in the in the earlier game, maybe Harvest Golems, maybe these Haunted Creepers. But at the moment, how do you feel about him playing his own Ancient of Lore versus a Violet Teacher?
His own Ancient of Lore versus a Violet Teacher. Well, I would like to see the Ancient of Lore simply because it means that you can draw a card, and really effectively Loatheb can trade with the 5/5. Your 5/5 still stays alive here, and
Yep, that's right.
not much for trouble.
Yeah, and there's no spells to activate Violet Teacher, so he can't really make much out of it if he plays it. So he's gonna go Loatheb for face. Not sure I totally agree with that. I would have liked to see exactly what you said, Ancient of Lore, to draw 2 additional cards and then clear out the 5/5 himself.
He's going for the rush down right now, and if Bear doesn't have a taunt, Bear might just lose here.
Okay, right, that's absolutely right. Despite 2 of them being gold right in front of my face, I completely forgot his 2 Savage Roars. So playing as many minions as possible, of course, is pretty viable. He's gonna give them +4 attack for all of them, so that's more than enough to take out Bear if he does not put down any sort of defense.
Yeah, that's a big if right there. So, effectively Bear right now, we're waiting for him to decide what he has. We cannot see his hand, so we do not know what kind of a card he has in hand. And that's a pretty scary thought.
Just also wanted to shout out for our player. It's not a description of him. His name is actually stupid in game. He was playing a free-to-play deck, and up until the point where he got eliminated, he had been undefeated with a free-to-play deck. He was playing stuff like Stormwind Champion, and we couldn't see his hand also because of his internet. So that was pretty exciting. We got to see some cards that we never usually see, but not so in this case. We can pretty much. Yep.
Oh my God! He's gonna proc. He might have a swipe. It might just be a swipe. It could be a board wipe. There we go. Board wipe from Bear was very well planned.
That is an excellent series of plays by Bear. That took care of everything. That's pretty great.
So he's gonna use
his Keeper of the Grove to take out the 5/2. Very smart. It's probably the best play you can do at the moment. I have a feeling he's just gonna hero power into taking out one of the 1/1s, saving his Keeper of the Grove for something else later on. He does still have both of his Savage Roars, so that's still a big threat. And if he draws into Force of Nature, that is pretty much it. So right now, it's just damage control, not letting Bear make any sort of advantage.
I honestly feel that this game would have been over if he didn't use both Innovate that early,
I agree. Or if he could have played Ancient of Lore during that time when he had Loatheb. I think he made a mistake there, honestly.
Yep, I agree. So here comes Druid of the Claw. It's not really going to be effective. Savage Roar is going to provide 4, 6, 6 plus 5, that's 11. That's not going to be enough. So even if it does silence, it's just really too early to tell. And the Keep of the Grove is actually going to die, so who cares, right? That's just going to die there. And 1-1 still going to damage a little bit onto chongger. Here comes the Wrath, though.
Okay, so chongger is in a little bit of trouble right now. The 4-6 is going to be a bit of a problem. He wants to remove the taunt to be able to clear the way for his own cards. But to be able to do that, he has to play the 7-cost Ancient of Lore to try and draw into his combo. At the moment, I think his best option is to Ancient of Lore into Wrath. I think at 23 health, he still has enough to survive. He can Wrath the 2/2 remaining. That's going to leave 7 damage on the board for Bear and 3 minions left. So how would you want to play this?
I would go Ancient of Lore and Wrath.
Yeah. Ancient of Lore and Wrath the 2/2 I think is his best play, but he is thinking about it. Maybe he's thinking of silencing the 4-6 or doing silence on the 4-6 and then doing a Wrath on the 2/2. That's also potentially an option.
Yep, well, really, if he goes for Ancient of, I would rather Keeper of the Grove here. He can silence the taunt, he can kill the 2/2, but even then, he cannot really do much for anything else. Definitely go for Ancient of Lore. Come on.
I really think he should get Ancient of Lore, please. You really need to draw into your options. Your hand is a little bit dead. Okay, so he just goes for the silence into the Wrath play. And he's going to use one of his... Okay, so he's going to go all in. I think he's just hoping that he draws into Force of Nature sometime soon. And he gets roped out. Okay, what happened there?
Okay, that's still fine, because, okay, the 4-6 is gonna kill the 2-4, he's not gonna have any minion, his only one out is the Force of Nature, which I think he runs 2 in his deck, but there we go, the opponent's gonna run the Force of Nature here on him, and is down to just about 25 health, he pulls the Conceit, Savage Roar as well, that is the real combo that he wanted, and probably he didn't want to play Lore because he knows that he would be dead, either way.
Okay, so Bear pulls out his own combo. We don't know if that's been in his hand all along, but nonetheless, it is enough to take out chongger in this first game. Chongger will be forced to move from Druid, so he has an option to go into a Warlock or... What are his other classes? Let me just check. Into Warlock or Hunter as his other options.
I like Hunter.
I like Hunter. I love Hunter. I would love to see Hunter.
Yeah, it would be a lot better to see a Hunter in this game here against the Druid, but of course, it may not be very effective. We'll see. So this next game will witness a Warlock versus that of a Druid. So who do you think has the favor here?
So let's see first what kind of... If this is Zoo, it could potentially be... okay, so it's going to be a Handlock with the presence of Big Game Hunter and Shadow Flame. So Handlock versus Token, I think, has a good chance if he's able to put down his defenses early. He knows this is potentially a token, so he needs to adjust on the fly depending on what Bear does in the first few turns. If he drops an Argent Squire, then he has to prepare for the inevitable token rush. So he needs to... That's probably why he's taking his time to think about this mulligan. But anyway, chongger gonna be running Handlock on your screen right now. Draws into some... Okay, Mortal Coil is not that bad.
This hand is bad, that's about it. Anyway, if you guys are wondering, we cannot see Bear's hand because of his internet connection and some setting issues. And that's a little bit of a sadness here on our side, but that should still be fine. So here we go, tap into So Far. That instantly gives away the fact it's a Handlock. He also used the coin for hero power there, so Bear knows he's desperate.
And chongger also knows that this is still the token Druid, so his task right now is to draw into a Shadow Flame, is to draw into a Hellfire to stop the tokens, because one Savage Roar is enough to burst him down even without Force of Nature, if there are sufficient minions on the board for Bear. So he must be kicking himself right now. He had Shadow Flame in his opening mulligan, and he chose to throw it away. So that's... could have been a critical decision. Okay, so that's a nice board for Bear. Chongger, not very many options at the moment. He can choose to silence the 4/6, but I don't think that's the best play. He can heal himself with Earthen Ring Farseer and then Soul Firing. That could be an option. He really needs a Hellfire or a Shadow Flame right about now. So what do you think on this board by Bear?
Oh, I think the team split looks fantastic. By the way, Fizdar just won against Lala Song. So that's... Oh, wow. Fizdar, the first finalist here. Fizdar looking very strong. 3-1.
So just wanted to remind everybody, the winner of this qualifier will get a seed in the Americas Qualifier for BlizzCon. So the winner here is not the winner. He is going to play in another tournament with the rest of the winners from the rest of the Southeast Asian region, as well as the rest of the America qualifiers. So winning that is an all-expense paid trip to BlizzCon. You get to visit the Blizzard campus in Irvine, California. Pretty sweet. And of course, the chance to win $250,000 if you win the tournament.
Yeah, oh god. Okay, here we go. So there we go, the Silence and the Mortal Coil. That's gonna draw into an Ancient Watcher, which is still pretty okay, I feel. Now, really, Bear, I just feel like he is in a pretty good spot. But there is the Molten Giant for chongger to come in here, and that would be his saving grace.
One thing that Bear needs to realize, turn 4 has passed for chongger, and he did not play any Mountain Giants, and he did not play any Twilight Drakes. So there is a potential that he does not have those cards. So I think what Bear needs to do now is develop his board, bring as many minions as he can into play, and then hold on and try and get into his Savage Roar, and then just burst down chongger towards the end. Because right now, with chongger not having enough defense, he will play Ancient Watcher.
Oh, Lower Thab comes out here. That's gonna buy some time, but the 4/6 gonna deal a little bit more damage. He might have Savage Roar. If he does have Savage Roar, it would be game here.
Ooh, look at that 9-cost Shadow Flame. Talking about the 9-cost spells, that is pretty brutal. That is a 5-cost Soulfire. That's gonna take all of his mana to cast Soulfire. So I think his best play at the moment is to maybe... Yeah, it's gonna be Ancient Watcher activated with Sun Fury Protector.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay. So here, if he gets Savage Roar, is it game? That's the question. I think
that is game. That's 11 on the board with +2 each for Savage Roar. That's definitely game.
Even if he kills the 4/5, do you think he can kill the 4/5 with that? Yeah, I think he can. Yeah, he can kill the 4/5.
Yeah, with Savage Roar, it's gonna give +2 to his hero. It's gonna get past the 4/5, and that's 11 with the Loatheb and the Druid of the Claw.
Yeah, he's gonna, yeah.
There we go. And
there we go. And the moment you see Loatheb, it's effective. He's just gonna concede. There's nothing to do. That's really sad. Oh wow, Loatheb, no options whatsoever. It's only turn 5. There is no Siphon Soul. Wow.
I think discarding Shadow Flame in that opening mulligan really cost him the game. That was, oh boy. Okay, he's down to his last card. We are playing down to his last class. We are playing a best of 5, so it's going to be down to his Hunter. Can Rexar do it? How do you feel about the Druid versus Hunter matchup?
Druid versus Hunter. Let me think about it. I actually kind of like the Hunter, as long as the Druid doesn't get God Draw, which is effective. What we just saw there. There was no stopping that token Druid. There's nothing the Handlock could have done. I feel like playing Handlock was a mistake. You should have gone with the Zoo.
So right now, if Bear chooses to maintain token Druid, there might be a chance for Hunter if he correctly predicts that this is token and he keeps Unleash the Hounds. So he's fortunate enough to draw it in his opening mulligan. And let's see if he chooses to keep it. But of course, if Bear is now playing a Ramp Druid, that might be a little problematic for Hunter if he manages to put up some defenses in time.
Straight up, this is an aggro Hunter with Arcane Golem, with Timberwolf. I'm saying that chongger probably is playing on a little tilt right now.
I'm not a fan of Face Hunter in this matchup, regardless if it's Ramp or token, because you're one swipe away from getting cleared and losing all of your tempo.
Okay, he still gets Hunter's Mark, Unleash the Hound, Misdirection. And, oh wow, a second UTH. That's a dead card. That's a dead card.
Okay, let's see what Bear chooses to play. If he plays a turn 1 or a turn 2 card, okay, he's sticking with Token Druid.
Yeah, but it's Argent Squire. Man, it's Argent Squire. Lapanome.
He's our friend Mr. Icky himself, Ebola Virus, Leper Gnome, Leper Squire. Well, if he hugs her, she turns into a Leper Squire, so...
We'll see. So Bear here with 2 mana cost, effectively just gonna hero power and deal a little bit extra damage. Well, at least UTH is gonna be a pretty good answer against most of this, Spectral Spider stuff that's gonna come out. Wolf Rider as well. Yes, this is a Face Hunter. It looks pretty vanilla, but that's just the way it is, and Lepino's gonna come out as well. I think that this Druid will have substantial defense against this Hunter.
Yeah, so he does have some protection in the form of Misdirection and Unleash the Hounds. Those can turn the tide pretty easily if Bear overcommits with his minions. But I'm sure he's recognized by now with the turn 2 play of with the turn 3 play of the Leper Gnome that this is a Face Hunter. So it is going to be imperative that he clears the board efficiently, choosing to save the shield on his Argent Squire to be able to stop stuff exactly like the Wolf Rider, and with a little bit of buff, the Arcane Golem. So at the moment, chongger is going to be playing his bow, which got nerfed recently, by the way. It doesn't trigger on your opponent's secrets anymore.
Yeah, but that's not really enough.
Secrets.
I just feel like it triggers on your own secret, which is good. That's just the way it's supposed to work.
Yep.
Like, that was the intended message. The extra bonus was if your opponent is a mage and he plays secret as well. That was just a bit extra bonus there, but it's still good. So here he is effectively going to play a Misdirection and Hero Power next turn. I feel like that's pretty legit for him here, but there isn't really anything he could probably do.
So Bear having a lot of value minions on the board, Argent Squire, Harvest Golem, 2 of the best. They're very sticky minions. They work perfectly well in a token situation where they stay on the board and they leave tokens behind. Well, technically, Argent Squire is not a token, but it's basically 2 1/1s for the price of 1. So it's now the challenge for chongger to have some sort of play. If he chooses to play Wolf Hunter, is it worth 3 damage to lose it just to Argent Squire or to Hero Power just for the 3 damage? Does he want to play Misdirection with a chance of maybe... okay, so he's just going to play Wolf Rider, and go straight for face. That is going to drop Bear down to 12? Sorry, 16?
Yeah, 16.
Okay.
Well, he can always play the Starving Buzzard next turn, and that's, I think, what this is about. It's bait. It's a lower thab. There we go. There we go. And we will have the Savage Roar next turn. And Kill Command for 8. Nothing in his hand can be played this turn. He doesn't have.
That is a
minions.
fantastic play by Bear. He correctly predicted that turn 5, turn 6 is around the time that Unleash the Hounds would have been played, and that is going to work out perfectly for him with Kill Command and Unleash the Hounds now costing 8, Misdirection now costing 7. Everything is pretty much out of range, and with no minions to activate Hunter's Mark with, chongger is in a bit of a pickle. And if Bear has Savage Roar, that's going to be 3, 5, 10, 12 damage on the part of Bear, 14 including the hero. So yeah, it's in full board control with sticky minions with a Harvest
Yeah, it's
Golem.
still not game unless it's got 2 Savage Roar. Then yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna have to wait and see if he has 2 Savage Roar.
So if you're a Face Hunter and you know, but by turn 6, turn 7, if you haven't won yet, you're in a bit of trouble. So that's where chongger is right now. He did not draw in his perfect curve. He didn't get his Abusive Sergeants, his other Leper Gnomes. His Wolf Rider came too late, and with an Argent Squire in the board, which is a perfect foil for it. And his Unleash the Hounds basically eliminated by Loatheb in that last turn, and not going to get the most value this turn, I think.
Yeah, it's just really sad. Okay, so he doesn't have 2 Savage Roar, but decides to heal up in case there's still the big combo coming in from chongger. So we'll see. He gets another Hunter's Mark. Yeah, here we go. There we go. Okay, UTH draw and Hunter's Mark. Kill Lower Thab. Kill the big tree. And you know what's going to be extra bonus is if he gets a Abusive Sergeant. There we go. As well as something that looks like a, I don't know, maybe Timberwolf. No, he gets 2 Abusive Sergeant. You gotta be kidding me. That's gonna be complete board clear.
Don't forget to Hunter's Mark first. I've seen that's happened to me before. I forgot to Hunter's Mark before sending my doggy off to die. And yeah, that's going to take out Lotheb and the Ancient of Lore. So it's still, I mean, there's still a chance. He did draw into Arcane Golem, and 19 health left for Bear means he's still within striking range, especially with Kill Command in hand and Misdirection and Freezing Trap to stop the rush. But let's see. So he's going to more or less take out all of the minions of Bear.
Yeah, it's gonna
Pretty
clear the
nice.
board.
Pretty
I
nice.
actually kind of like if he play the freezing trap instead.
Yes. That's
Yes.
going to block Bear's next few turns. Good move on the part of Chongger. I think that's the best play. You're absolutely right.
Play the freezing trap, run the 1/1 into face, and effectively threaten again next
Yep.
turn. He's gonna want to clear the 2/1. He's gonna do that with Hero Power, and effectively, yeah, the 2/3 is never gonna see daylight again.
Yeah, that's right. And it's going to power up the Eagle Horn Bow in addition to that. So this could be the turnaround that Chongger was looking for. He does have both Abusive Sergeants and the Arcane Golem in hand for some nice damage. That is 8 damage total for just 5 mana. And turn 8 also allows him to have Kill Command. So that's 5. That's 4, 3. Sorry, I'm lost. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And plus 5 damage. Yeah, so that's nice for him. Here comes Violet Teacher. He's going to Wrath. That's a pretty smart move. He's going to Wrath the Starving Buzzard. Some nice trivia. If you haven't read the flavor text of Starving Buzzard, it says, if you feed the Starving Buzzard, he loses his entire identity because he's not starving anymore. So, just some Hearthstone trivia for you.
Yeah. Okay. So here, deal damage to face, play Hero Power, and that's about
Do you
it.
think this
right?
is the right time to start dealing 8 damage with the Arcane Golem? And then maybe playing something like Misdirection? That's going to be enough. So, but that's a prime swipe target, isn't it? It's just going to swipe the heck out of him. So if he plays Arcane Golem now, 4 damage, +2/+2 from the Abusive Sergeants, and then Misdirection. So that's 8 damage for him, dropping Bear down to 10, down to 7 with the Eagle Horn Bow. How do you feel about that play?
Eagle Horn Bow. Well, definitely play Misdirection here. I feel like, you've got a bunch of secrets you should play it. Arcane Golem, probably not just yet. And but he doesn't really have any play other than that, so he's gonna deal 6 damage with it. I'm fine with this. I think this is okay. This is maximum damage in 1 turn without compromising anything.
Okay, I agree. Yeah, Hero Power instead of the second Abusive Sergeant, pretty good. Just in case the Bear has a swipe and,
He's gonna win next turn.
Yep. Kill
Unless
Command.
there's a taunt or something like that.
So if Bear plays any minions with no taunt, he's screwed with Unleash the Hounds into Kill Command. And yeah, he can swipe this turn and armor up and maybe heal himself. Maybe he has an Ancient of Lore to heal himself up. Yeah, okay, so there comes the swipe. It's gonna clear the board. He can Hero Power. Okay, that's good. That's pretty good. And bye-bye, Violet Teacher.
Yep, it's gonna run to 4/6. There we go.
Ouch. That hurts. But fortunately, she survives.
UTH, Kill
unleash-
Command, and Hero
And
Power.
that is it.
Ta-da! We have a 2-1 here. And Chongger is still in the run.
Okay, so Chongger manages to come back from the brink and win that. And he can choose to stay with his Face Hunter or go with possibly a Beast version, the mid-range version. So that's taken out the Druid for Bear. He is now left with Rogue and Warlock. So very strong choices left for Bear. Let's see what he chooses to go with.
Yep, we'll see. And effectively, we're now looking at Chongger in a bit of a disadvantageous position. It's like 2-1 here. He can still win this series, but it's just gonna take some modification to his Hunter. He cannot expect Face Hunter to win 3 straight games. I would say that it's a feat that's pretty much not possible.
Yeah, that's right. It's a little too inconsistent. So Bear is going to be playing Warlock. Let's see if Chongger can see what Bear mulligans, just to have an idea of what he's playing against. So just to watch. Okay, I think Hearthstone just hanged on him.
Yep, I think as well. I think so too. And okay. This is awkward. Let me change the screen. So he is stuck.
So somebody forgot to pay the bills on this board, and we have no lights. And we have no cards. So stand by. They're going to be sending us the fact that they're locked up. So it is the start of the match, so it's probably not a big deal that we restart this match. Should be fine. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, the way you predict, I mean, there's a good chance to predict what a Warlock is going to be playing based on the number of cards he mulligans. If he mulligans very few cards, then that means he probably has a lot of low, because Zoo runs with a lot of low cost drops. That might mean that he has drawn into one of those many low drops. So few number of cards could mean that, few number of cards mulliganed could mean that he is playing Zoo. And if it's a large number of cards getting thrown out, he is probably digging for Mountain Giant or for Twilight Drake as a handlock. So it's one of those things that
or it could be Babael's own variation of the demon deck.
That's right.
That doesn't really care.
The Babael demon.
And we are gonna live tap at turn 2, and turn 3 we're gonna rack havoc with Void Caller, and you will have the shock of your life, sir.
Or turn 2 tap, turn 3 Void Walker.
Yeah, Void Walker, and next thing you know, Knife Juggler. And you're like, what is
tap.
this sorcery? You gotta be kidding me. What is this bullshit? He tapped at turn 2. This is not reliable. Read. Oh god, yeah.
So we're still kind of stuck with Baron Chongger. I think he needs to restart his Hearthstone. So
I think he just restarted his Hearthstone, but he just reconnected. Oh, he's just typing his password right now.
Yep.
How convenient.
It's Hunter 2, for anybody who's asking. The password is Hunter 2. No, it's not. That's an old IRC joke. Come on, guys.
Okay, so he's going back into Hearthstone right now. And I don't know, man, but Warlock against Hunter, there is a good measure that this is not a handlock. I have a feeling it's probably going to be Zoo, and this will be a pretty good showdown between RNGs of both sides.
Yep. So if it is Zoo, and then Face Hunter draws into Unleash the Hounds, you're pretty much screwed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Unleash the Hounds, of course, the biggest foil that Zoo can run into when facing a Hunter. So let's see if the power bills have been paid. The heroes take their seats, and
the tax collector department just says no.
The SWAT team on the outside has cut the power lines, and they are watching in that corner of the screen on the upper left. Just watching. So still no power in this game. I think both players need to restart the game. Just let the game die and then just reconnect. So I think we might take a short break while the players reconnect.
Well,
No, stream
effectively,
live. We can just chat.
yeah, we can chat, and we can say
Take off.
how bad it is that people, how important it is to pay the bills, just to make sure that lights do
Pay your
come
bills
on.
time. Yeah. Don't lose your phone. Don't lose your power. Yeah. So it just got mentioned in chat. But we want to talk about that the winners also have the option to change their decks. So that's one of the differences of this tournament, and the reason for that is because if it removes the advantage on both sides, so it's basically if it's a situation where you have fixed decks and the first player wins, the second player, I mean, the player who lost now will counter the first deck because he knows what it is. He can counter with his own deck, and then it's going to be a counter back
On
and
the
forth.
fence.
Yeah. In this format, it keeps you guessing. It lets you prepare by bringing decks that are more solid against more classes, because your opponent, like a Warlock, can change from between Zoo and Handlock to Murloc quite easily, and it gives it adds an element of surprise. It adds an element of preparation for the players. But just wanted to point out also that the BlizzCon qualifiers are going to be fixed decks. So just wanted to point that out also.
Yeah, well, in general, I believe on our side, the main reason why we decided to go with that also because we don't really have the necessary, ability to police the decks that people submit. So let's say, for example, we decide to go with fixed deck. And I know most of the players in Southeast Asia really want to try out the new format that was at Prismata Cup or something like that.
Yep.
And they
The one with the bands.
the ban, yeah, that's really fun. But again, how are you gonna make sure that you ban a class and effectively people are gonna stick to the decks that they submit? It's not possible. Plus, I've been asked before. Let's say it's Druid. Yes, it's pretty goddamn obvious if you change from Zoo to Handlock because, come on, that's like a 180-degree change, right, in terms of tempo. But how are you gonna try and differentiate between a Shaman Wind Fury Leroy combo and a Earth Elemental Shaman tempo? You just can't. And there's also the very slight variation in Watcher Druid where they run Big Game Hunter one game and it becomes Ooze next game. You just don't have a real way without disclosing the deck list to the players of the decks there. So you don't have a real way of policing that.
I'm hoping that when Observer mode comes out, it brings up the deck lists of both players. I mean, the one they're actually using and it's on screen, and then it shows it what they've drawn. That would be really great for commentators like us.
Not just
and
that,
that would
but
also be perfect for policing, like you said. I mean, we can see if they changed anything. So yeah.
Yep, and
So basically, it's a lot of manpower to police fixed decks. We can't. It's so hard to like exactly what Babael was saying. If you change out a Big Game Hunter into a News, how are you ever gonna find out if the first one of them wasn't played? So, yeah.
yeah, but well, really, if they can show at least decks that people run, you can have marshals, paid or volunteer marshals that can really just police the games for you, and that would at least make sure that it's viable. If not, really, you can. The other way is to have every single game stream, which is just like the one that just happened in IEM, where really they have either marshals there or they have games streamed. And if all the games are being streamed, like the WEC qualifiers, then it's gonna take too much resources.
Yep, that's right.
So well.
So, and also wanted to point out, Mana Grind has been running a open sideboard tournament since beta, and I think that's been working out pretty okay for them. So that's also addressing this need, because there is, as everybody has pointed out, there is no way to police the decks right now. You could say that you submitted this list and then it changes one or two cards, but it's enough to give an advantage. So just to avoid something like that, since you can't police. And it takes a lot of manpower to monitor and to verify that the lists are correct, and then you have somebody reporting that the deck changed and the marshals have to come in. That's a lot of effort and a lot of manpower. And if we stuck to something like that, the production element of it is going to triple pretty much. The manpower element will have to double and triple. So our hope, our definite hope, is to have Observer mode down the line, and hopefully that addresses a lot of the problems, and then Blizzard can publish maybe a standard set of tournament rules, and then everybody's just gonna follow that. And with the help of Observer mode, that should give us enough information to police and to commentate, hopefully.
Of course. Anyway, the Bills is just being a huge joke on our side. That's a huge joke, by the way. Anyway, alright, so we're going into game real soon, and it's still stuck on my screen. Oh, please, please. There we go. Here we go. Sweeping the dust. And it will be a Warlock against the Hunter.
I don't have chongger back yet. Let me try and reconnect the chongger over here.
I've just given you the new ID.
Okay, so we have a new ID. So stand by, everybody. We're trying to get it back. Players are going back into the game. We're trying to get them back also. So here we go. I believe this is chongger screen again. Yep. Okay, we are ready to go.
Yep, good stuff. So we're waiting for him to mulligan. The cards do come out right now.
Yep, so chongger is going to stick with this face hunter deck. His draw, he's thinking about keeping Wolf Riders 10 seconds to go. Tracking, of course, is a nice card to keep just to make sure that you have to thin out your deck and so you have your best curve and your best options. He's going to choose to keep Starving Buzzard with tracking, keeping one half of the combo just in case this is Zoo. So let's see what Bear plays. Could it be the Babel special? Turn 2 tap, turn 3 Void Caller? We shall see.
Yeah, we shall see indeed. And I don't know, man. It is viable. It would be my own special demon deck.
So I'm not
okay,
exactly.
It's still a face hunter. God damn it. So I don't know, man. I just don't like face hunter, but it seems to be working out for chongger. It could be a Wolf Rider, Abusive Sergeant, Explosive Trap, tracking at turn 1. Normally you don't use tracking at turn 1 because you want to use tracking when you have, like, you know, this is the last card I need, and you play that.
And I guess he's confident in using tracking on turn 1 because he has half of his combo. So if he knows that he has Buzzard in hand, I think he should take Explosive Trap. I don't know if he was paying attention to the mulligan. He does keep Wolf Rider instead. I think I would have liked... let's see what Bear plays. Okay, so it's a hand lock, so that's fine. So I guess Wolf Rider is going to be okay. It is going to be a big target for Mortal Coil, though. So next turn for Bear could be a Silence, could be Sunfear Protector. Would be nice to keep activating his defenses like this. I mean, yeah, so chongger is just going to go for face and try to carve out as much of a life lead as he can before he can draw into stuff like his kill command finishers, his bows, his misdirections potentially. So yeah, so Mortal Coil, as
that
mentioned.
value is good. Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna silence his Ancient Watcher, who is a Watcher no more. He is gonna walk over and smack the face of Rexar. And chongger now gonna draw into Eaglehorn Bow and gonna keep going for face. So it's pretty much all in at this point. He's gonna leave the 4/5 alive. Possibly next turn he's gonna Timberwolf into Kill Command it just to stay alive. Yeah, he's definitely gonna wanna do that right now. Or he could also play a Misdirection into Explosive Trap. So
yeah.
So
you wanna proc the Misdirection first, right? Actually, no. This 2 doesn't have it. No.
If he plays Misdirection and Explosive Trap, it's gonna kill the Owl and it's gonna 50-50 the Ancient Watcher into or the Sun Fury into something else. So, and it's also gonna put 2 charges on the Eaglehorn Bow, so that might work out for him.
Yeah, but
so
he's afraid. He's afraid of the you know, the tempo here. If you normally want to play Explosive Trap first into Misdirection because, you know, you proc the one that they put in first, and that's gonna kill the Owl without proccing the Misdirection. But nope, so Owl still dies, and Explosive Trap is not really gonna be used here.
So the Hunter is now the hunted, and Bear showing much more aggro than this face hunter. He draws Arcane Golem, but it's gonna be stopped by a 4/3 with Taunt. Not exactly the best odds right now for chongger. I think he needs to kill command that 4/3 and just get rid of it as an option, and then maybe put down an maybe another Misdirection just to keep his Eaglehorn Bow alive. How do you feel about that?
I'm thinking he could run into the 4/3. Would make some sense.
So it looks like he's thinking about killing it. Let's see. long about that. So he's going to go for the face with his Eagle Horn Bow and going to go into his hero power. He's going to save his traps for later. So it's now a 14-15 game, 1 life difference between Bear and chongger. Bear with a lot of cards in his hand. Unfortunately, we can't see them right now to commentate on them. But chongger has some options in his hand as well. He has the Buzzard. He can also draw a card from the Timberwolf. He can draw, he can still play his traps. He has Misdirection and Explosive Trap, where Misdirection, if played at the right time against the right giant, could potentially be devastating, but Sunwalker is going to be a big problem for him right now. Yep. So it doesn't look like he runs Arcane Shot, so there's no way for him to open up the Sunwalker for kill command. So he is instead going to draw off of the Timberwolf.
There you go. It's a kill command. Guess what?
Yep. So no way to ping it right now. I think he should just Misdirection, to be honest, and then hold the fort.
Yeah.
Sunwalker, really, really bad for Face Hunter. There's no reliable way to remove it without spending 2-for-1s or 3-for-1s. So let's see what chongger chooses to do. I think Misdirection is the correct play here. So at least it's gonna pop the bubble of the Sunwalker, assuming it the Sun Fury walks into it. So here it's gonna trigger Misdirection, and it's gonna go for face. So that's quite unfortunate for chongger. That's gonna leave Sunwalker, and yep, chongger is
Leroy Jenkins, and he concedes.
And he concedes.
Yeah, he must have Soulfire somewhere.
The hunter has been hunted, and the face hunter, as you mentioned, it was not consistent enough to be taken into a 3-game set, and we saw there why. Handlock, too many defensive options, too many options for offense also, and the hunter just basically got out tempoed after some value trades, and that is the set between chongger and Bear. Bear is gonna go into the grand finals.
Yep, so, well, chongger, unfortunately, getting disqualified here. Not disqualified, sorry, getting eliminated here. Wow, that's a lot of difference. Yeah.
That's quite harsh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So getting eliminated here. Yeah, it's crazy. So 3-1 in favor for Bear. Bear will go on to the grand finals to beat against Fizdarf. Do note, Bear and Fizdarf, they do come up from the Swiss round as the top 2 players, and now we will see finally if Fizdarf will take a foothold over Bear, or will Bear represent the colors of Malaysia. This is Babael, joining me is Katips. Katips, what do you want to say?
I just want to shout out to all the Malaysian players who came out to play in this tournament today. I mean, it's a great opportunity. It is a long road ahead. There is still another qualifier to win to be able to go to BlizzCon for free. But, I mean, it's a nice... since our events, it's an official Blizzard event. You get to participate with the top players of your region. It's a country thing. It's a pride thing. I think it's a good idea that everybody came out to play, and thank you very much for the participation. Also from our chat room, very, very active today. Lots of interesting topics being talked about, from the decks to not paying your bills, pay your bills. And we're not talking about tournament rules. So thank you everybody for coming to watch, and thank you for everybody for coming to play. We hope you've been having fun these past 7 or so hours that we've been here. Sorry about the technical difficulties. And Babael, we can take it away to the grand finals.
Yeah, we'll be taking a bit of a break and we'll be back real soon. I'm gonna try and see if I can get Bear's hand for you guys, so it will not be such a boring game to watch. See you guys in the show.